Shadowy shadows, full of shade.
Man, it's kind of the theme of the next temple.
Darkest darkness. Something sad happened and now I am sad.
You have to get Din's fire.
What? Oh no! I have to get Din's fire. That means I have to go back in time. How do I do that?
I wonder.
Octogenarian? This is what Octo's short for, right? Octo?
Sure. It's not short for anything.
Yeah. There's the Fugi, which is me. I am he. And
oh, it's Chic. I wonder what she wants.
Well, I think this is the part where he gives you the oh no, is it not
Prelude of Light, right?
Yes, yeah. I was thinking that maybe the Requiem of Spirit, but Prelude of Light.
Yeah, you don't get the Requiem of Spirit until you the Spirit Temple.
Yeah, I think so.
Which I think is my favorite song. Pretty sure.
I can't even remember what it is.
Neither can I just remember really liking it.
Alright, so we got the Pastel time, and by the way, I do love, you know, the sages were like these smart people, you know, they're intelligent, but you know, in the end, their naming scheme was a little on the, uncreative side. It was like, oh man, the hero time, and you go through the door of time to get to the Pestle time.
Inside the Temple of Time.
Temple of Time. So it's a little bit, you know, yeah, fairly late.
A little bit themed on time.
A smidgen.
Just a smidge, just a skosh.
Skosh.
To be fair,
it's really hard to do with
the C stick is
here
horrible.
to here.
Just do it one at a time.
Do
you need me to do it? There you go. Yay!
I can push buttons. I can play video games.
On the fourth go.
You screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
The
4 times?
Which one did you just mess up? Was it the Requiem? No, the
Bolero.
No, it was the Serenade of Water. It was.
Serenade of Water.
You guys can go back in time and see that, or we can edit it in right now.
Really? You gonna? Fine. I'll edit it in.
All right, so.
Thanks for the extra work.
Well, come on. Extra work, smextra work. Oh.
Is schmexter a real word?
Probably not. But I said it, therefore it is law. It is
Snap
a law.
on into that. I was gonna
Pedestal
say
time.
trapezoid, but it's not a trapezoid.
The what the heck do you call it?
It's a Pizza Hut logo.
It's a Pizza Hut logo, but I mean, oh, I can't remember what it's called. This is gonna bug me. Is it trapezoid? It's like one with the.
No,
it's like a triangle, but it's like half a triangle.
I thought it might be a trapezoid.
Yeah.
I thought a trapezoid was something
Rhombus?
else. I might be a rhombus. I thought a trapezoid. No, that's a pentagon.
Oh man, we are
Geometry.
We haven't had geometry class in years.
Years
Even.
I was kind of good at it. I remember. That was the only class I successfully cheated in.
Really?
Yeah.
You cheated in geometry? How did you cheat in geometry?
Okay. So, did you ever have to write lines?
Write lines? Like draw them?
No, like if you got in trouble during class, the teacher was like, you have to write 15 lines that says, I will not speak to class.
Like from The Simpsons?
Like that. Yeah, that is a real thing.
It's a real thing? I've
I've
never done that.
That got assigned to me twice. The one time, my teacher made the mistake of leaving the classroom.
Right?
She had to like make a phone call or something.
Right?
So we had this thing where in the class we would did you ever see stuff where you would hang like papers from the roofs in between the tiles?
Yeah.
I did that, but with a really thin mirror.
The thin mirror.
That wasn't really noticeable unless you were really looking at it.
Okay.
Because it was right like beside a light.
That light, alright.
So it kind of was bright already.
Okay.
So I angled it over the smart kid's desk.
Seriously?
Yep. So whenever I was stumped, I would just go, and then like look up.
How?
And then I would see the answers.
How could you have seen that? Like, if the mirror was as small as you say it is, how could you have seen the answers?
It was like, I don't know. It was like the size of a ruler, like up and across.
That is a... Wow, that's like a lot of effort for...
Yeah, see, I was the type of kid that I would put more effort into not doing my work than doing my work.
Because ironically, you'd have to know about geometry in order to get the angle right to see the reflection of the other person's paper.
I had to stand
on what geometry is.
I had to stand on this girl's desk and like figure it out. And every time I would hear people walk by, I would jump down and then pretend I was just like walking around. And then
You never told me this. It's crazy.
Yeah. The only reason I successfully like did that was the day when I had to take down papers from the top anyway.
Right.
So I was like, I'll just take it down after. And I just took it down with all the papers and I put it in the middle of the pile.
Right.
And then when I went to go give it to the teacher, I slid it out into my hand. And then I gave the papers to my teacher.
Man.
Epic story, right?
That's a lot of effort to be devious.
Yeah.
I'm okay, I'm sure it's not.
That's where you always befriend the smart kids. Because if you befriend them, they're good people.
Okay.
My buddy Albert, I haven't really talked to him since grade 8, but he's a good guy. He had a ginger afro. It was huge. He used to hide pencils in it.
Yeah.
If anyone ever needed a pencil, he would just shake his head.
I knew people like that in high school. Yeah.
But yeah, he was a smart kid, and I became his friend, legitimate friend. I am his legitimate friend. But he would just give me the answers.
Wow. Oh, B. How did you do? Which was your final grade in geometry?
100%.
And yeah, you got 100%.
100%.
And you can't tell me if this is a trapezoid or not.
I cheated, dude.
Man, I mean, I was a slacker, but at least I was a honest slacker. Oh boy. Anyway.
You were slacking on your slacking. I was slacking so efficiently.
You were a very efficient slacker.
Yeah, very efficient.
Almost as if it would have been easier just to study.
Nah, that involves reading. It's boring.
I love reading.
I like reading dialogue in video games.
Everyone else out there love reading. I love reading. So...
Never been a reading guy.
What I would do during like free periods and during lunch and stuff, is I would just go to the library and I would just pick up books and just read them. Just whatever was in the library, whatever I could find. That's actually one of my regrets in high school, was like one of them being that I wish I read more books. Because thinking about it now, it's like back then I didn't have an iPhone or anything like that. I didn't have smartphones. No one did. So, you didn't really do that much during your lunch break or whatever. Well, I guess I had like a lot of friends, but I didn't. I only had a few.
I didn't have a ton of friends. I was the oddball.
Right. So, so for me, it was like that was the time to get reading done. So it's like you had all this free time to learn things, right? And you didn't take advantage of it because now I'm an adult. Now I'm like busy all the time, right? And even if when I'm not busy, I now have an iPhone and all this stuff to distract me constantly.
Yeah.
So it's harder in some ways to learn new things. Anyway.
You're gonna have to go to the well.
Kakariko's on fire. Yeah. I wonder if maybe that'll be the whole thing.
Yeah.
Episode.
That'll be the episode.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a mini temple.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a warrior at that time there.
Yeah.
Which you guys would know in the future because we don't know how long that.
7 minutes and around 45 seconds.
Well, that's how long this part of.
Well, yeah.
But the edited parts in here, who knows?
Oh. Well, yeah. You won't. I'll know. You won't know.
You'll know. Me, no.
So I never really got what came out of the well.
What do you mean?
Is it the boss of the...
Donwanda. That was the...
But how does he fit in the well?
He's like a shadow, right? So
he's huge.
He's just like...
I never got that was his shadow. I thought that was just like his power.
Yeah, no. That's him.
But then why would he ever go to the shadow temple? Why doesn't he just hang out?
Probably just because he feels like... If I were to guess, he'd probably be like, you want to be in your element, right?
Yeah, he'd feel please death.
Because you want to...
Rest in peace.
And the end pops up. The end? Question mark? Exclamation mark.
Dun, dun, dun. And no one even knew he was Adam.
Oh, man.
Metal Gear 3 reference.
So yeah, like Sheik here tells you that there's like a terrible thing has happened, evil shadow spirit. So
she's always in the wrong place at the wrong. Well, or maybe the right place at the right time.
Well, I mean, he's trained to be like a ninja. Like he even says so. So like early on, he's like, I'm some, you know, I've been trained by the Sheikah or whatever, right? And you know that Impa is like one of them. So that's how he knows who Impa is.
Yeah. Well, I thought she was trained by Impa. Or isn't that just implied?
It may be implied, but he doesn't say that explicitly.
So, Sheik.
Yes.
She is a pretty talented musician.
Well, as we said last time, like, he's trained. The point about it is that he's really experienced in combat, and he's very well hidden, but he's also very delicate. Is the right word?
Oh,
favorite song.
Oh, love it.
Favorite song.
I love it so much.
It's pretty neat.
It's so good.
And then,
especially when you hear the entire orchestra.
Not that. There it is.
I can't wait. Oh, it's so good. Oh. It makes me feel nice inside.
It's so funny you say that because that's like the most menacing song. It's very foreboding. Out of all of the songs you learn?
Yeah. Have you ever seen... Okay, do you know who Artificial Fear is?
Sounds kind of familiar.
He's a guy on YouTube. He does heavy metal remixes of Zelda songs.
Oh, yeah, it's so familiar, yeah.
His Nocturne of Shadow is pretty good. It's all just... What?
Artificial Fear, right?
Yeah. It does...
Oh, wait.
Where are you going? You gotta go to the well.
Oh, right. There should be a child or a child? I can't remember.
Child.
Oh! Okay.
See the Prelude of Light. Can you remember it?
Hang on.
Yep, that's it.
Nope.
There you go.
I was just messing up because of the thing, the stick.
I'm sure.
It happens a lot to my controllers.
What's my controller?
Just controllers that... controllers, period. It's like... I don't know what's on my hands, but after playing a game for a long time,
it's just your skin.
Dirt and stuff.
It's just your skin.
Yeah.
Rubbed off and... Yeah. Okay, so I want to go back to school stories.
Okay.
Okay.
School days.
School days.
This could be what this episode title is.
I don't think it's gonna be.
No, it's probably gonna be super undead, expositions.
I don't think it's gonna be that either. Anyway,
I guess we'll decide that later.
So you spent most of your recesses in the library or the lunch period?
In high school, yes.
Yeah. See, I was homeschooled through high school, but in grade school, see the grades 7 and 8s always they basically owned the gym.
Yeah.
So every recess, this is where I got my love for hockey. Every recess we would play hockey. Every single one.
Really?
We had 3 recesses. We had like a 15-minute one at the beginning of the day, then an hour one, or a 45-minute one, and then a half an hour one at the end of the day.
Right.
And that was just all hockey. All
interesting.
It was so fun. Anyway, this is great. But that's not actually what I want to talk about. I just kind of wanted to relive that memory. So, you know, like when people... You know, you go study in the library.
Right.
You go out of your class, study in the library with a group of people. Does that ever happen to you?
Oh, yeah.
Did anyone ever study?
Well, I did.
But, I mean, like, didn't everyone kind of sit there and talk?
Yeah, for the most part.
Well, I mean, I didn't because I was an awkward guy. I would just make a joke.
See, again, this is
I was
me.
the class clown.
This is the funny thing about it. Like, because I just said that I was a slacker, right? Here's the thing, like, I was a slacker, but I studied things anyway, like, but not the things that pertain to the classes I need to do. You know what I mean? Like, I would study things constantly, but not for class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd end up like, you know, doing really badly in classes, but but I actually knew a lot of stuff too. But did you I know you didn't really go to public high school or anything, but did your bus have the same bus rules as mine?
What were your bus rules?
Whoops. The unwritten rules of the school, right? Which was like the older you were, like the higher grade you were, the back
further
back
back,
you were.
yep.
Did you have that? Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently that's like a just unwritten rule amongst kids. Oh no.
So, library.
Library. Yes.
People are talking. I'm attempting to crack jokes because I'm the class clown.
Right.
But I didn't really have very many friends.
Right.
I had people that hung around me because I was funny. I really don't like saying that I'm funny because then I sound
narcissistic.
Yeah. I don't think I'm necessarily that funny. I think funny things come into my head, but that's just only funny to me. Apparently other people enjoy it. I don't want to sound narcissistic.
It's one of those things where it's like you can't really say like
I'm a funny guy.
Yeah, or like
without sounding like a jerk.
You know, yeah, or you can't be like you do something really heroic, and you can't be like I'm a hero. People can say that you're a hero, but you can't say you're a hero. Yeah. It negates your hero-ness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that.
Anyway, also one of my favorite songs from Zelda. His heavy metal remix, Artificial Fear. You listen to him. Anyway,
such a good song.
What was I saying? Anyway.
So you were cracking jokes and stuff in the library.
But that's it's not off topic. I had to do this book report. I can't even remember the dude's name. He was an explorer in Africa. No idea what the dude's name was.
Okay.
But there was two people that had to do this report. It was me and this other guy.
Right.
This other guy was really smart, and he was really dedicated. I'm like, I'm gonna sit by him, because he also talked to himself, not like in a creepy way.
Right.
He just, he'd read out loud.
Right.
But kind of quietly. So I'd sit near him, and I would just listen to try to pick some stuff up.
Right.
But there's a few days where he was sick. So what I ended up doing was, instead of, doing the research myself, because it's school, I'm not going to actually do that.
Right.
I can hear the spirits whispering in this room. Look for the eye of truth. That's what they were saying.
Messed up.
Hey! Anyway, there's a couple days where he was sick, so instead of actually doing the work,
right,
I just winged it.
You winged it?
I made it up. I made up everything. I knew a few things about him. I knew he got sick, and I knew he died there. But
what?
Yeah, he got sick and died in Africa. That's all I know. About the dude.
What's up?
Well, I mean, he was like 80. Like, he'd been exploring there his entire life.
Oh.
I think, at least. That's what I said in the book report.
Anyway, right.
It was an oral report, so I just kind of cheesed the whole thing.
Sure.
And my mom was a perfectionist, so I had to really trick her. And be like, Mom, I would sit there with the textbooks and I would just stare at it and pretend I was reading. I would move my eyes.
Why don't we just read the textbook?
Because here's the thing, okay? I'm a mischief maker.
Okay.
I really...
Not the Hudson Soft game, right?
Right.
Mischief Makers?
Never played that game.
Ah!
Broken me. Anyway, I didn't like to actually do work, so I would make more work for me to avoid.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a pattern about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't do that anymore. Or I tend not to. I tend not to try because I actually enjoy my job. So I enjoy doing what I do. But in school, I hated it. I hated school. It was the biggest part of my life. There's some dark things in there I don't really want to talk about. Not in a cheery, good old game like this right here as we cut zombies down.
Yep. They scream us in the face.
Yeah. Maybe if we are on a more serious game and a more serious topic, I'll talk about that later.
Right.
But I hated school with a passion. So the only way I could make it fun was to cheese my way out of everything.
Really interesting.
So I made up this entire report on this dude. I can't remember his name. It was like, started with a D.
Hey?
I don't even know. Like David something.
Right.
Donald something. I don't know.
Donald Pleasant.
For all I know, that could have been him.
That,
I think it was his first name started with a D, second name started with a C. I believe these are Davis's boy.
okay.
Anyway, so I went up and I did this oral report.
Alright.
And I did it with confidence. Even though I have a little bit of social anxiety.
Okay. Cool.
I did it with confidence. I faked it. I faked everything. I put emotion into it. I said he died in Africa. His wife didn't even know. It was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just stopped receiving money, her and her kids. It was just horrible.
Yeah, right.
All that wasn't true. Because the guy that went right after me was the guy that was also doing the report on him.
Oh, awesome.
So literally everything I said was wrong, and everything he said was right. The teacher gave me an A-.
What?
And I was like, gave him an A+,
Oh, okay.
and me an A-.
Oh, alright.
And she wrote on the back page, she said, I know you made this all up, but I'm literally giving you an A for effort. I don't know why she did that, but that's the only reason I passed English, because I hate English. Well, that wasn't English, but doing the report was a part of your English grade.
Sure.
And I hated English. That's my least favorite subject.
And you speak it.
I do. But yeah, so that was the only way I passed English with like a D+. Because that's the one thing. You make me do English, and I will just not have a good time.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, do you have any crazy stories like, well, not crazy, but any stories like that where you cheesed out of doing some work, or?
Not really. It was mostly laziness. I just didn't want to do things, do work, and so I didn't. And there's not much to say about that, really. Just, there's work I should have done, but I didn't, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. It wasn't until my last year that I started getting good grades. I tried.
Yeah, I didn't really try at all.
Yeah. No, last year I did start trying. So I got good grades then.
Well, the thing with me is again, this is going to sound narcissistic, but a lot of the stuff that didn't come naturally to people came naturally to me. Like math. I never needed to study. I never needed to try to do other stuff because my mind is mathematical.
That's good. I'm terrible at math, so it's a good skill.
I'm horrible at English, but only if I'm horrible at grammar, and I'm horrible at coming up with something out of the blue, or writing about...
I don't know.
What?
There's a hole here. I thought there was a hole here.
No, it's in the one across from it. So I'm horrible at writing about something that I'm forced to write about.
Okay.
Like, the other night I had to send an email to this guy, and I made it all formal and I made it all nice. And I was like, wow, there's a few words I didn't know how to spell and I didn't want to look like a dummy-dumb. So
so you Google it and find the...
Well, no, I didn't Google it. I just used a different word.
Oh.
But it was like 3 in the morning. I was lazy. And tired. It wasn't 3 in the morning. What am I saying? It was like 9 o'clock at night. But my sleep schedule is so crazy that I fall asleep at like 8 o'clock.
Right.
So that was like an hour past my bedtime. So I was tired. Anyway.
Right.
And it was all nice and it was formal and proper grammar and everything. So I think it was just because it was in the school system that I didn't like it. And is there anything like that was in school that you just hated, but when you're not in school doing it, you're like, oh, I can actually do this, no problem?
Well, I don't know. I was not good at math, really.
Are you good at math now?
Not that much, really. Just, you know, the usual stuff, you know, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That stuff's fine, but anything beyond that, I just kind of...
Decimals, percentages...
I know some basic percentages and decimal places just because I play RPGs for a hobby. Yeah. And RPGs are numbers games, basically. They're games of numbers, and so you're bound to pick up a few things.
Yeah.
So I know how to calculate, you know, a percentage of a number because of that. So like playing D&D or whatever, you know, you have to figure out how to calculate a percentage of a whole number.
Yeah.
Which is easy to do. You just take the number and then divide and then times it by 0 point percentage, the percentage, and then there you go.
Yep.
Done. So stuff like that. But it's just funny how, you know, you learn stuff you learn because you're doing stuff you enjoy. Oh wait, I forgot. This is not what I have to be.
You can get a key here.
Can you get a key here?
Yep. At least a master quest. But I'm pretty sure you get a key here.
So, like, honestly, I'm really kind of lost. I
haven't played the well in a while?
I have played the well in a while, and the last time I played the well was the master quest.
The master quest well was crazy. If I remember correctly, yeah, there's a key in this grave. This coffin. I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, if you're ever tight on a budget or anything, kids, and you're like, oh, this thing's $30 plus tax. How much is the tax? Just multiply the number by 0 plus whatever or 0 point whatever the
taxes.
Yeah, with whatever the percent of your taxes in your state and/or / province, territory, country, whatever.
Yeah.
Got me out of a few jams.
That's it?
Yeah. Where I'm like, do I want this one or this one? This one's a little bit better quality, but it's more. I might not have enough. So instead of buying the nice one, I was like, I'll just buy the cheap one. And then I was like, no, I'll just calculate it real quick. And then I was like, oh, I have enough for the nice one.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, was there anything that just I don't remember your answer. Was there anything that just came to you naturally?
Naturally?
Like you didn't really have to study about it, you just kinda got it.
Things that pertain to like usually like psychology or psychology or yeah, stuff like that. Theology, psychology, sociology. I love stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
The stuff that came to me naturally was just math and history. I'm the type of person that you tell me something once, and if I'm paying attention, you don't need to tell me again.
Right.
Usually. If it's something with dates, I'm always wrong. I can never remember dates. That was the only part of history I was just horrible at it. Just walk. No, you gotta walk along the stuff.
Fun's aren't it?
Yeah, school was a drag for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I remember one time, I'm going to ask you a question that's going to kind of go into this, but when I was in grade 7 and 8, there's this girl I had a crush on.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was working, my dad was doing this like youth group thing, Friday nights.
Yeah.
And he said, I didn't like it. It just wasn't my thing. I didn't really... It's not that I didn't get along well with other kids.
Yeah.
It was just I didn't really like other kids because I was made fun of a lot.
All right.
So I just didn't really want to hang out around kids. I liked hanging out around adults.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that they had the decency to not make fun of me.
Yeah, I think it's very common.
But he was like, I'll pay you $20 a week if you help me with this. And I was like, okay. I remember this girl that I had a huge crush on. There's a whole
Chest over there, though, isn't there?
Yeah, I can't remember which way you go around. You might come at it from the other side. I don't know. But I remember she actually asked me out on a date. The problem was, it was on a Friday night, and I was just kind of doing... You ever do a thing where you're just like, you're paying attention but not really?
Yeah.
Like, because if I was really paying attention to the conversation, she asked me, you want to go see a movie with me tonight? It was Friday. Mm-hmm. And if I was really thinking about it, I'd be like, if I told my dad that this girl asked me out,
Right.
And I can guarantee you could be like, just go on the date.
Right.
It's cool. You can miss a week.
Right.
But I wasn't thinking, so it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I would love to, but I work for my dad Friday nights. And then she's like, oh, okay.
Right.
Like, kind of like the hurt, like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you're making an excuse.
Sure.
And then she's kind of walked away, and then I went home, and I went to work that night, and then I told my dad was like, what's wrong? Because there's something, you're not acting your normal wacky self. I was like, this girl asked me out on a date, but I had to work tonight. And he was like, just go on you should have just gone. And then I felt dumb. And then I haven't seen her in years now. But it's one of those things that I wonder what would have happened.
Yeah, I guess so.
You ever have, like, a crush in school?
Not really, no. I was not really that into dating.
No?
No. Well, darn it! I'm lost.
Now that my adult self couldn't look back on stuff, I think dating in high school is not a good idea.
From what I saw I mean, because what I do is that a lot in high school, I would people watch. So just from what I saw.
That's pretty typical. People watching is one of the most entertaining things you can do.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much. It wasn't so much for entertainment, but it was for me. It was more of a physical thing. Like I wanted to know. It was like a search for knowledge about people and why they do what they do and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So how they react and all that. So, but yeah. What was I saying?
You never really had any crushes because you were not into dating and you just like people watching.
Yeah. So I don't really have anything like that. I'm so lost. Where do I go?
Did you go into the room that on the other side? The door on the other side. That's where you kept falling down.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
Walk along the right, like hug the right hand side of,
Okay.
the wall. You should be fine, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure you hugged the right hand side. I mean, if you have stuff to like, if you don't mind wasting bombs, you could throw it in front of you. But I'm pretty sure you just run along that right side. Yeah, see, because there's a shadow.
Right.
Oh, it's only a skulltula? There's nothing over there? Oh.
Yeah, a little weird.
You haven't found the dead hand yet, have
No.
you? Okay.
I'm trying to remember.
I was so used to Master Quest. I don't think that blows up.
No, that's why I just wanted to check it.
You have to, there's a hole somewhere. Go out into like the main square where the giant bubble is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the bubble. Yes.
Hug.
Darn it! Alright. Hug the what? Hug the what?
Hug the inside walls.
The inside walls.
Yeah. Like hug the walls to your left when you're running around the square. Like the inner part of the square would be your left.
Right.
You'll go into a room that is like, it's invisible and there's a whole bunch of skulls with red eyes on the walls and there's a key.
That sounds right. I hate when I waste keys like that.
I know, right? That's annoying.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Because like this isn't really something you even have to complete. Just grab the Eye of Truth and leave.
Yeah.
It's the Eye of Truth in this game, right? Not the lens.
No, it's lens. Alright, lens of truth.
So it's, I'll go to the right. Now hug the wall to your left. You will eventually, there it is. There's two of these. One has a rupee and one has a key.
There you go. Look at that. Man, good memory.
Thanks.
Okay, so.
Make sure you don't run underneath the X, because there's a hole there.
Yeah. This is super dark.
Yeah.
For
it's
Zelda.
Like
Look at that.
that seems like it's a torture area, right?
It sure does, doesn't it?
Well, is it blood on the ground?
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. I think this is where this game just took a turn.
Well, actually, this is actually a really interesting design choice because you don't actually see anything goes on here, right? You just see the environment, and it affects you. Like, it's kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's creepy because you don't, not because you see gore, because you see like the subtlety of it, right?
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about it.
Why am I feeling like this is not what it meant to be?
Skulltula. Skulltula.
Is it Skulltula?
Skulltula.
Here, can I take over just for a minute?
No,
just because I'm pretty sure I know where to go. You get to play the Shadow Temple anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I mean, we've been recording for a while now, so we need to...
Yeah, have you gone through here?
I think so, yeah. You can go down there and see.
Yeah, I just want to check. I just need to retrace your steps. I remember where the Lens of Truth is. I think. Okay, yeah, you've been here.
Right.
Alrighty.
Is there a key there?
Backtracking. You already got the key there, remember?
There's only one key there?
There's only one key there. I don't think we need any more keys.
Okay. This is so weird. I'm having a hard time with this. Up until now, we've been coasting.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I think there's a hole goes across the hole right there.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. But oh man,
dude, you gotta look for the stuff, man.
I was, but I was just falling.
Yeah, that's why you gotta, dude, be like Indiana Jones. You gotta test that, man.
Throw sand.
Yeah. Or in this case, nuts.
Yeah. Seeds.
Nuts.
Seeds.
Yeah.
Actually. You go in that hole, or did you just pass?
No, there's a way to get in there from that.
So you go in the hole
direction.
Then. Go back.
Hold on a sec. I need to make sure what I'm doing is proper.
Right.
Have you gone down here yet?
That's where I came from, wasn't it?
No. This might be the introduction of bomb shoes right here. Or this is the Lens of Truth area, and people have been screaming at us in the comments. Hey, buddy!
Hi, Link.
Don't want to deal with you. You get a bomb to the mouth.
These are super creepy, and
there it is.
Okay.
You want to fight him?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So
first off, creepiest thing in any Zelda, pretty much.
Oh, hey, this is kind of a cool looking place with interesting use of skulls on the floor to make the floor
and the walls.
And the walls. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who is the builder they hired? Or were
Rob
these
Zombie?
Or were these all the builders they hired?
Oh man. So what do you mean? What is it? This is...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
What is that thing?
It's all shoot.
What is it?
Shoot!
Oh my gosh!
I think it scared me so much when I was a kid. You have no
It's
idea.
pretty creepy. Just a,
Yeah. And it comes down like. Scary, man.
It's pretty scary.
Actually, wait. You can actually throw bombs to get him to come out of the ground.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I can't yet because I don't know where he is. What happens is when you have the Lens of Truth, he has a shadow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, underground.
Things I never knew about this game. It's weird how we're teaching each other stuff. Like, you didn't know you could go without a shield.
Yep. All you have you have a habit, right?
Yeah. Like, you have the wrong way of setting up the C button. It's not the right way.
Yeah, well, I mean, I said it the same way you do, but it's only when I'm playing with the mouse controller I said it differently.
Man, he would have been dead with the Master Sword by now.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have been using Deku sticks.
My nose good now.
Yeah.
He's like laughing all menacingly and scarily. Yeah, it's scary, man.
Ooh. And then look at his jaw. That's what was freaking.
Oh my gosh.
It's so long. And it can...
Look at that. Oh, he's switching. He's twitching. Oh, it's awful.
Did I get a legitimate gag out of you right there?
No.
But it's creepy though, because his jaw's like, it looks like it's disconnected, so you can move it around.
Gross. Anyway.
I wonder what this could be.
Lens of Truth.
Hey look, it's what Sheik has.
Say it with C!
On her chest.
Well, I mean, he is a Sheik, so, and this is like a Sheik artifact, so it makes sense.
Sheikah artifact.
Sorry, Sheikah artifact. So it makes
It's
sense.
an interesting name she was given, Sheik, of the Sheikah.
The Sheikah? Yeah, well, it'd be weird, because it'd be like calling a guy, like, I'm Hume, of the human beings.
I am Canon,
You know?
from Canada.
Yeah, Canada. You know?
I'm Murica of America.
America.
No,
Yeah.
that's the bomb shoe.
That
That's the
wouldn't work.
introduction.
The bomb chew.
I'm pretty sure it's bomb shoe.
No, it's not a bomb chew. It's not the bomb chew, it's bombs.
Sorry. Does it have a little mouse
I
on
actually
it?
thought you were right.
Oh.
That's why I was pulling it up.
Yeah, you can leave now.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just, like, my brain's like, this isn't finished, I can't leave. It actually is finished.
You can, run by it. Oh, just bomb.
Kablam! Kaboom! Kablam! Kaboom!
I don't understand how you block that by ducking your face closer to it.
In Majora's Mask, you wear blast mask on your face, and you shield up and you won't take damage. The shield is not blocking anything. It shouldn't be, but
Well, that's because Majora's Mask is a fever dream when Link's going insane.
Oh boy.
That's my theory. It makes legitimate sense.
I'm going to leave the well. Bye.
It makes sense.
Bye, well.
Anyway, we will see you guys next time.
Yeah, wait, gotta breathe the fresh air.
See you next time when we tackle the
Uh.
Shadow Temple. See you guys later.
Yeah.